The sniper lessons from yesterday are up on YouTube, and so you can view those here. The link to that. Oh, thank you, John. I just beat you to it. Sounds like D-Man and I are going to have a competition to see who can hit a 100% winner this afternoon. And then the other one has to be on camera, which is fine. I mean, D-Man's got a face for radio, so it's really just if D-Man loses, the loss is really all of ours in this room. Right, right. I mean, that's our punishment. I think that's the way I view that. Um, but it'll be fun. It's harder. It's harder to hit. Oh, it's all love. We give each other a lot of grief all the time. It's a lot of fun. We've been trading together for a long time. Um, why aren't we buying more puts? That's a great question. I am buying short-term puts, like I'm currently in a put in the SPY, but I'm only looking for a very small move, right? But when we're looking at things like, let's find something that's really going the wrong way. Something like this in Nvidia, buying puts down here unless you see a clear reason that it's going to continue to go lower, uh, that is potentially a recipe for trying to short the bottom. I'm not saying that this is going to be the bottom. What we need an appropriate setup to find an area where a put would make some sense. So, for instance, do you see? Well, I already have a kind of a line there. So, do you see this little trend line that's in here, right? That's kind of showing this flag that was building yesterday. If I get a little closer into like a 3-minute time frame, right? Nvidia was consolidating sideways here, and if you'll notice, if I back out just a little bit further, if you'll notice, if you see right here, there's a pretty big V. Let me get out just a little bit further. I'm gonna go to like a 10-minute. Right, there's a big VP level right here. Okay, so what happened was, put a white line where that VP level was. Right, what happened was we came down, we put in a low, and then we retested that VP area and just went sideways, right? And so when that happened, the break of this trend line was a good place to start a short on Nvidia, right? So this would be trying to short Nvidia at the bottom, whereas when you get a bounce back up into a resistance level and a key volume profile level, that's a good time because you have a good risk to reward setup, right? And everything we do, we want to make sure we have a good risk reward setup. That's how we take shots, right? It's just all about taking shots and seeing what we can get out of a trade, right? We want to make sure that that we're putting the odds in our favor, and then we just want to take shots. And if we're wrong, we stop out, and if we're right, we make profit. And that's kind of how a professional trader does it, right? Wear a baseball jersey if somebody hates. Is that for D-Man? Yeah, and D-Man this afternoon is going to do a whole huge session on volume profile, I believe. And then I'm going to do a volume profile for beginners tomorrow. So for those of you who are just now getting a feel for volume profile and what that means, Um, you get two great lessons on that. Well, one great lesson and then my lesson on what volume profile is, how we use it, how it helps us inform our trades, and all that. Yeah, Chris. Yes, definitely. Um, what's the VRVP and VWAP? They're very different, obviously. So VRVP is volume. It stands for visible range volume profile, but it is volume by price. So where there is the most activity at a certain price, that's where we get these high volume bars like this, right? And then the VWAP is volume weighted average price. And that's usually an intraday, not usually, it is an intraday type setting, right? Where it gives us a average price weighted by volume for the day. So that can act as support and resistance levels if we're trading below it or we're trading above it, and we come back into that level, we'll typically find some support or resistance depending. And there's whole strategies on playing VWAP either to the downside on weak stocks or weak days, or into the upside on strong stocks and strong days, because they'll come back in and test it, right? Like Nvidia here has broken below it, and then it's come back in and tested it. It actually broke above, but then it rolled back over. And so I've been sitting here looking for a trade setup that we can do, set up a nice trade plan on for this afternoon. But with everything kind of breaking down over the last 2 days, a lot of great TPS setups are just not available at the moment. So I'm going to have to really kind of dig around and find a good one to make a trade plan on for this afternoon session. Yeah, volume profile on TOS is just listed as volume profile. So, how many in here I don't know, put a 3 in chat if you took advantage of the $500 off the membership yesterday? And you are new in here and you've joined us for the rest of the year. Congrats. I'm excited to kind of roll into the next couple of weeks with everyone. We'll do a bunch of kind of beginner sessions. That's kind of what I specialize in, is doing these beginner sessions where we're setting up our charts. We're talking about options. We're talking about theta decay. We're talking about delta, stuff like that. So, oh, jury duty. God, that sucks. Finnegan, yeah, hit me with them. Let's look and see if so as a right now, right? I'm just sort of day trading the SPY. I'm still in puts. I'm looking for Nvidia to give me a nice bounce. Apple's kind of hanging out in no man's land, but it's trending up. I did like Microsoft Mastercard prior to coming in this morning, but it is kind of starting to break down, so I don't like that as a trade. And as you'll hear from a lot of us, sitting on your hands is not a bad thing, right? No one has lost money by not making trades, and trying to come in and see, is the market in a place where I have a competitive advantage and I can take shots. Then yeah, let's take shots and let's be a little bit more aggressive. Is the market in a place where I don't feel like I have a competitive advantage? Then I'm gonna not put on a trade, or just kind of take some small shots just to kind of satisfy the quote unquote itch, right? and then wait until the setups are ripe. Yeah, and that's one of the hardest things to do is to wait, especially when you've had a bunch of great weeks, in a row, and you just think each and every day is going to be exactly what you want it to be. And having the patience to say, well, maybe today's not the day to get in there and put on a bunch of trades and potentially cause myself a problem. I do think we are probably putting in a little bit of a base here on this buy, but man, look at this. We are just still in a healthy pullback range, right? And for those of you that use Fibonacci, right, we can start to measure some of these pullbacks, measure this pullback and compare it to this one. Let's put some lines on our chart on the SPY, right? So we've got a little bit more to go if we're going to match that pullback. Let's look at this pullback. Yep, they're all kind of lining up right there, right? So let's see, there's another different one, maybe here. Right? So if we're going to follow, and now I put a bunch of lines on my chart, and these are Fibonacci extensions. And what I just measured was these pullbacks here. So let me go to more like a 65-minute chart. Yeah. So as you can see, I measured this pullback here and then extrapolated that forward to our most recent high and where we were or where we are now, and that line comes into here. Then I measured this one from here to here, right? And that one also lines up perfectly with this green line down here at roughly 587.50 area. And then I measured this one here, which you can obviously tell is a little bit shorter, and it came right into the level we're at. So we could be basing and setting up a possible bounce here, right? And then there's two other pullbacks that bring us down to this sort of 587.50 on the SPY. So if this continues to roll, that would be another spot I'd be looking to take a bounce off of. Sue Q, I cannot tell you what to do. And I'm also not in that trade, so I can't even tell you what I would do or what I am doing, right? We have this gap up from earnings here. Let's put a little anchor VWAP on there. Nope, that's not anchor VWAP, sorry. Little anchor VWAP from here. The chart itself is not necessarily broken. I mean, we had quite a breakout and now we're pulling, but you can see we have the bottom end of this chart kind of coming in about right there at 950.37. But it all depends on where you put on the trade and what your risk reward was and where your stop areas are. Right? So that's different for everybody, and every trade is different. And that's the session I'm going to do later this afternoon, is on setting up a trade plan. So I'm still in that SPY put. We'll see what happens here. If the market wants to continue to roll, ticks kind of still hanging out around here, around 400. It doesn't really get too nasty in terms of selling until we get into this 600 to 900 area, right? And now we're kind of building a shelf here. Let's see if that shelf wants to break. Or if it wants to act as a support level. And if this does break, we're going to come and at the very least retest this low. And then below that, let's see, where's my actual SPY chart? Right, we're down in here testing this retracement level. We could be looking at, if we look at our volume profile, let's find a better. Down into this, you see where this 587, I mean, I don't think it'll go all in one fall, but this is a value area here, and this looks like a value area low that also lines up with this 588 level. Yeah, there's really you can buy some bounces, or you could try to buy some bounces. You could try and catch some continuation, but we do well in this room. For a lot of us, on a swing trading perspective, we do well when the market has made a move and then is consolidating, and we can set up a position in that consolidation period, right? And then catch the additional move that happens outside of that. What is the settings on this chart, Montana? With the volume profile and the TTM squeeze stuff? For day trading, I'm usually looking at the 1 and the 2 minute chart. I can share this one with you. This other one right here that I was just marking up, this is a paid indicator. And so I'm happy to share it with you. But what will happen is none of it will show up unless you have a subscription to this indicator. But both of those charts, let's put them in here. There's the Sniper Pro one, which is a paid one, and then there's the Sniper. Why do they do that? I just got to put them in separately. All right, so this looks like it's going to start breaking here. And as it's breaking, I'm looking over here and I'm looking at the ticks, and they're starting to push this negative 600. So let's see if that wants to continue. That's showing weakness. Yeah, that's usually a pivot point, or at least a bounce point, that 10:30 time frame. And yeah, it did right at 10:30. But let's see, maybe it's not the day low. Maybe, we're starting to get more plus 650. Okay, those puts are now, let's see, where are they? Now at 25%. As long as the ticks stay down here, I'm gonna hold those for a second, see what happens. Okay, per my rules here, I'm gonna take off a little bit here at this 25%. Let's see if I'm just kind of watching it here for a second to see if it wants to push down and retest that low, or if it's going to hold here. And then I will leave a trailer on at break even to see if we can get more out of that. Oh, Crazio, that's an interesting point. With the red and black, I hadn't really thought about that. I think you can probably still learn the concepts with watching us, and then applying those to your own charts that are on the white background. I mean, all the concepts still hold, and all the trade alerts are um, still valid. But then the chart you're staring at most of the time is the white one. Okay, so we broke that little trend line. Let's look at what happens here on a 1 minute. So what we will see a lot of times, what we're watching for now, if we broke, we're retesting, kind of back testing that trend line, and then let's see if we get further, right? I'm now on a 1 minute, right? You see that little back test. We call that a break and a retest. And then we'll see if that wants to continue down. This will be another area that it will find some support, obviously. Little liquidity run there. Okay, and I took some more off into that. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it wants to do here. Ticks coming down. 900s. Almost 900. Nope, sorry, 700s, but I'm watching that 900. Sorry, I hope this isn't too boring to watch this and as I talk through it. Oh, ticks are coming down even lower. That's a bearish sign. No, ADG, it's not. We're just doing that right now. There's a lot of swing trading that happens in here too. So if I go back to that daily or the larger time frame here on the SPY, we've broken this previous low here, which we just did. Watching the ticks here, they're still hanging out down here. Oh boy. Come on now. Get down there to 900. You don't normally tell the market you want it to tank. Normally you're like go go go. Come on, just a little bit more here. What's this line at? Oh, 588 I said. That's far. It's not going to get there. That's way down here. But I just want to be clear to people that we've already taken pieces off, right? This is not a one and let ride kind of situation, right? Okay, here on the 1 minute, we're starting to get a sniper pivot. So this is a 2 minute. I'm watching that. And watch, you see the ticks are coming right back up here, just like this. Let's see if that's going to stay sustained. Or if that's just sort of some short covering and market makers trying to push that up a little bit after this breakthrough. Also, keep in mind, when we talk back tests, right? We broke through here and we back tested it, retested it, and rolled further, right? Let me go to a 1 minute so I can show you that a little closer, right? So we've come down, right? We broke this trend line here, broke, back tested, came down to the next level of support, which would be the day low, right? Which is the day low. We broke that. Whoops, I did not want to do that. We broke that. Now we're coming back up to back test it. Now let's see if it's going to break down. The other thing that can happen is a breakdown and reclaim, right? So there's a breakdown and retest, and then a breakdown and reclaim. The reclaim is bullish. The retest and roll, or retest and bounce, is obviously just a continuation. Okay, we're getting a shift in trend on the 1 minute chart. So I've got that little trailer on still, the last little bit. And if it wants to come back up here, and then I've just got a hard stop in there at a little more than break even, still in profit, but I'm just watching it to see if we're going to continue our move down. But again, I've already taken stuff off here, here. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and watch this anymore. Because I've got this, we've got ticks coming up, and I've already got, I've taken off a bunch of it, and have a hard stop in. So for me, there's just nothing to do here but let the trade play out, let the remaining trade play out. You're doing an SPX, Larry? Yeah, if I wanted to, Jeff, I could flip to a call. I'm not convinced just yet. On the 2 minute, we're still in a downtrend. So I could have, if I had not been playing this move on puts, I could have played this reversal on like a 1 minute chart and probably be taking profits on it right now. But I was too busy watching my trailer to the downside. But it sounds like Nate Bear, Larry Livingston, they are bouncing it right now. Yeah, that's not my notice, by the way. Nate is bouncing it with calls. That's what makes a market for sure. I made a nice chunk on this move here. Right? We're coming back up and retesting this area. So now what I would want to be seeing is if this drops to here and holds our previous low. So if we do this and we hold here or somewhere around here, I would most likely flip out those puts, right? If it looks like it's going to hold, flip to calls, right? Because we will have made a higher low, and a kind of a little mini inverted head and shoulders, which is bullish, right? This is trading on the 1 minute chart, right? Learning patterns, chart reading, watching the ticks. Yes, Omar, just through the chat and on mic. Okay, so does anybody have any questions kind of about what's happening and what I'm doing? I mean, it's not the most fun to sit here and watch tick by tick what's happening. and making choices based on that, right? But I hope at least you were able to get something out of this session. Yeah, it might feel like you keep losing the audio because I'm stopping to look at things on other screens and not talking all the way through it. Now I'm gonna watch this right here, see what happens. I'm watching in conjunction with ticks, and so I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up the 590s and have them ready. Just gonna have them ready. Okay, try to 590. Call to the long side. Everything's for today. AV, I don't, those are Nate Bears. I don't do any of those. I put those in chat or on mic. All right, now ticks are coming up a little bit. Let's see what happens. My risk is down to this 590.51 previous low on this trade. So if I were to come in here, go long position, put that on about right here, right? I'm risking, this is a nice tool in trading view, right? I'm risking about 1 to 4.5. I'd be playing, I'm trying to play back up into this order block up here. And if you don't know how to use this tool, we'll do that at the 1 p.m. session. I'll show you how to use that. Carlos, this one that you're looking at now is not. It's a paid one. There is this version here, which is a free one. And they are pretty similar. Oh, Karen, that's a good suggestion. Go to earbuds. All right, let's see if the ticks want to come up a little bit here. See if we can break this little trend line here. Maybe I can get my 100%er here and not have to come on camera. Yeah, David, the 590s, 0 DTEs. Yep. Dennis, I don't quite know, but I put in a link to it up above. It's monthly. I mean, it's not that I don't know, it's that I don't remember. But I think you get like a 30-day free trial if you try that to give it a shot. You can check it out there. Come on, let's break this trend line here. Let's push up. Just need a little love here, just a little bit. Come on, ticks. Give us a little love. I'll get rid of this. I'm sure it's hard to see with all these colors. Yeah, yeah. Like this one, the 590s, I did not type that in chat. I just said it on voice. Come on, ticks. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see where we're at here. All right. Per rules, taking off a chunk into 25%, right? And into this order block here. Nice, Alex. Well done. Okay, let's see if it wants to push through that order block. Ticks are coming up. I like that. Come on up here. Come find us. Come find us. Part of this indicator, it's a paid indicator, but part of it shows where order blocks are. That is just sort of large levels where orders are placed, either buy or sell orders. You can see by the green and the red. Usually they'll act as kind of support and resistance. A lot of times you'll get a movement and then a retracement back to that order block, and then it'll bounce or roll over again. Just kind of a helpful tool. This one's up here, kind of at the VWAP area. Let's see if this wants to continue. Come on, let's push. Remember to scale out as you go. Because at any point, especially in the volatility of this market, you never know when we're gonna make a turn. We've also got potential trend line here. Ticks are coming up. I'm gonna scale out of a few more here at about 50%. See if it wants VWAP. Is anybody in these with me, by the way? Good. So there was some more off at 50. Got a little bit left. I'm saving I'm saving a little bit just because I really just want to get to that 100 mark so that I can beat D-Man before he even comes on the mic. Yeah, I can draw a magnet. You bet. Let's do that. Like it to come up here. Oh, that's a bad spot for the magnet. So let's do one of these. Oh yeah, that's a good magnet right there. I mean, that's pro level drawings. Come for the trading. Stay for the drawings and the jokes. Let's give it some magnet waves. There we go. That's what we need. What price was I in? I got in them at 212. Let's see if this is just a little pause and a move up. Come on now. Oh, you gotta be under the magnet. Let's do that. We're gonna go under the magnet. Yeah, that magnet's gonna help. It's a strong one. It's one of those industrial ones. Come on, ticks. Let's go. And now keep in mind, like normally, we're going in here and we're looking for, TPS style setups that, are going to take, a day or two to, or a week to work themselves out, to get into profit. But because we've had such, a pull in the last 2 days, it's more the style right now is more kind of that day trade type of style, right? Until we get some good setups. So I've got to find some stuff for this afternoon session where we can try and set up an actual trade plan that's going to take a day or two to work itself out. All right. Well, probably not going to get my 100% before lunchtime, but that's okay. Ooh, a celestial quartz. Matthias, you seem to know your... Oh, maybe I will. Come on now. What do I have, 4 minutes? 4 minutes. Got a lot to go, though. Like 40 some odd percent. For that to happen by lunch, I'd need ticks to come up to there, and we'd need some news. Nice. Apple calls 70%. Well done. Ooh, look at that. Beauty. I'm sitting over here staring at this slow mover. Come on, let's push. I need a magnet up here for where we'd like the ticks to go. Come on now. Now we're talking. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Hello. Hello. Come on. Short squeeze. Come on. Let's do it. I got an order out there at 100. Come on. Just take me out. Come on. Got to like 98, 97. Two minutes left. By the way, if I wasn't trying to beat D-Man, I would be taking that off. I don't need exactly a 100. So if this wasn't a competition, and I was just doing this myself, I can't tell you what to do. Yeah, and then later when I come on, I'm gonna play that "All I Do Is Win, Win, Win" song as my lead in. All right. Well, we are coming up on lunchtime. We got so close. We may still get it. I got that order out there at exactly 100. So we'll see if it comes down here, and this is kind of that break VWAP retest potential for more, right? I mean, I literally think I just need it to come just above that little area. So let's see what it wants to do over the lunch hour. If we break down below VWAP, I'm going to just have that thing come off. So, but the Mr. Bear's screen will be up for the lunch hour. And then I think the plan is I'm back in about 1 hour. So I highly recommend getting. Oh yeah, we need the visual magnet. Sorry. Let's do that, and I'll jump off. So make sure you're getting some food, some water. You're resting up, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll get back at it here at 1 o'clock. All right. I hope that was a valuable session. I know that was kind of boring as we're sitting here watching a 1 minute chart, not exactly full of activity, but I hope some of you took those 25, 50, and like 96% with me. So it's pretty close, but I'll tell you a secret. It's if it's not exactly or over that number, I don't win. And it didn't quite get there. It was so close. So close. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, have a good lunch. I'll talk to y'all later.